Good morning, afternoon, and evening to all. This is RyanGacha39, and here I'll be talking about one episode that is surprising for everyone for me to cover. Future tense. Yes, I know, it's a weird episode for me to talk about or tackle about, but since my graduation is coming up or done when this video is uploaded, I thought that this is the perfect episode to talk about. So, besides the episodes of Sweet and Sour and even Health Kick, Future Tense is one episode where the main focus is Lynn Sr. and Rita. And while most critics, such as the Loud House critic, gave this episode a rather mediocre grade, I personally thought that episode was an okay one. Why? Well, why is that possible, Ryan Yacha? Well, now here's the part where I show you what were the cons and pros for this. Well, while I like the episode, I can't help but notice the fault of this episode being another derivative. I could say that this episode is the lesser version of Toads and Tiaras, but I can say with pure adoration that it's a better version of Making the Grade. Heck, I would say that this is better than Making the Grade. I wouldn't say it's at the level of Toads and Tiaras, but I could say it's somewhat better than Making the Grade, but it's not as highly anticipated as Toads and Tiaras. Like, I get the lesson of you're not ready yet for the big world. You enjoy as much when you were a kid, and this is actually one relatable one, even though the lesson is just kind of derivative at best. So another problem to this episode also leads to the family doing all of these chores that the Yates family were doing. Like, I get the parents are supposed to be this worried couple, worried about their kids not actually studying, not actually administering every piece of information in their brains, whereas it's educational or maybe even physical in terms of both Lucy and Lisa. I think it's just exaggerated. It's just I don't want to say it's oversimplified, but I would say that this is just like an oversimplification of what they're doing. I get they were supposed to be this worried, but geez, it's not the end of the world for them to be doing this. I mean, there's no rush, there's no point. And I mean, speaking of the Yates family, this is one family where their baseline, like, I could never see anything wrong with them. It's just perfection. I mean, it's kind of like what Lola was saying before. So perfect, right? So I kind of understand this. This family has everything in its pockets, from trophies, awards, diets, and even achievements. So I think what they're trying to do is, like, you gotta take a family, point out what the best parts of them are, and just try and, I don't know, it's kind of like how they try and perceive families to be in this poster-ready world. That's what I think. Next, I'm gonna say is, their smiles. Yeah, I am not going to sugarcoat it. Their smiles kind of unnerve me. I mean, most of you probably would be too, but their smiles kind of like remind me of the Smile Monster from Smile movies. Yeah, like if there could be a Smile 3, a sequel to Smile 2 at best, I'd hire them. I'd hire them if ever get the chance.
God, I hope not.
I mean, however, I will point that this episode kind of has a pro in this. I mean, it's their focus. I mean, I understand both Rita and Lynn Sr.'s perspectives here. I mean, as parents, you would do anything for your child, or your children even. I mean, imagine if you're living in your normal lives, doing the most normal childhoods, when all of a sudden, most of the problems end in pain and suffering. Imagine that, like, you're doing your most normal things in life, but then suddenly disaster strikes, and you have nothing else to do. You're gonna build yourself from scratch, and what you're gonna do? I mean, as parents, anxiety is imminent. and you have the opportunity to actually be worried about the future, about your child's future, about everything. I mean, I understand that this episode talks about how parents, or maybe even the elderly, or maybe even somebody who's close to the children, would be worried of how their livelihoods or their lives are going to change as the kids grow up in the future, as the years go by, as time passes by. I mean, it's common for me. It's common for me because I live in a family where sometimes success can come if you just do the jobs right. If you earn enough money, you actually provide some for your family. You have to be the breadwinner sometimes. Sometimes if you're the only child, you have to be the breadwinner to offer yourself, sacrifice your lives, sacrifice your time in order to provide for your family. And it's really hard too that, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but it's true. I kind of get where Lynn Senior and Rita gets the motivation from. I know when they see the Yates family, they're kind of worried that what happens if Lori goes to college. I mean, it gets answered right away in future seasons, but I haven't seen those yet. What happens if Lenny goes to college? What if Lori marries Bobby? What if Luna goes to college? What if Luann graduates and goes to another college or another high school even? What about Lincoln? Lincoln goes to high school, Lincoln goes to college. How about Lily? How will her education provide? So in every year, in each passing year, sure, it is important enough to have fun as a child, but sometimes it is important to note that there is also time for you to think about the future. The future lives, future happens, and most importantly, what will happen. It's not what is happening, what will happen. Remember that. So, before I leave, I'm actually going to leave this one extra message, not just for everyone else here, but to my future graduated self, who apparently will have a job somewhere. So, I'm going to say this loud and clear, and for everyone to hear. RyanGacha39 in the future. I know when you see this video, you'll hear this message. And I know for years of now, or a couple years from now, you'll have a life that you may struggle from or may be happy from. I don't know. I'm not a time traveler. But all I know is that if you feel down, always remember, don't forget why you're doing this. How are you going to provide this happy life? Sorry. What's one thing to know? Your family is there to support you no matter what. And I can't miss this from the world. And just like Lincoln Loud said, you love chaos, right? And everybody loves chaos. And I couldn't miss it from the world. And you should too. We all should. Sometimes it is violent enough to know that your family is always there for you, no matter where they are or how they're doing. All you have to know is that no matter what you do, no matter what will you do, always remember, make the right decisions in life and be happy with yourself. Just be yourself, no matter what everybody else says. But even in the future, you're still me, and I'm still you. Signing out. And this is RyanGacha39 signing out. Goodbye, and happy graduation to 2025 students.